Has Sri Lanka achieved reconciliation? This is a question that is asked all of the time in so many different ways in different settings, right? And honestly, I myself have asked this question numerous times from scholars I have met, and I noticed something. All of them provide different answers. Now, this is not a bad thing. In fact, I think it is good. But who is right? Thankfully, I am at that stage in my digesting of information where I can acknowledge the existence of multiple answers. I can understand that something is complex and that there is nuance and that no one word can answer some questions. Recently, I came across this book in my library. It is titled Reconciliation in Sri Lanka, Voices from the Former War Zone, published by ICES. And so much of this book resonated with me. I loved how the authors answered the question of reconciliation. They basically said, to begin to understand if Sri Lanka has achieved reconciliation, we must first unpack the complexity of the term reconciliation as understood in Sri Lanka. So I'm sure most of us know that immediately after the end of the war, the political leadership at that time initiated a development campaign in both the north and the east. This campaign was called Usuru Vasantaya and Naganahira Navodaya. This campaign was a developmental and reconstruction campaign that spread across the former conflict zones. According to the research and fieldwork conducted by the authors, there appears to be three principal definitions of reconciliation in the minds of the Sri Lankans at that time. The first definition that they write about is offered by the Sri Lankan state. The second by the Tamil National Alliance, or the TNA, the main Tamil political formation that claimed to represent Tamils living in the former conflict zones. And the third is the definition that forms the basis of the resolution adopted at the 20th session of the UNHRC held in 2013 in Geneva. The Sri Lankan state regards reconciliation as synonymous with reconstruction and restoration of normalcy. The TNA defines reconciliation as devolution of political power to the people of the former conflict zones. And the UNHRC resolution appears to include reconstruction as already recognized by the state and devolution of political power as already demanded by the TNA, but in addition, they also include certain measures of restorative justice and accountability. So what does this show us? This shows us that the meaning of the word reconciliation is in itself understood in multiple ways. Now, what does that mean? It shows us that each party can have different requirements and expectations, but they use the same word. Now, we need to also keep in mind that this research and the three definitions the authors identified took place immediately after the end of the war. That was post-2009. So we need to think about how things have changed since then, because now we're in 2025. Given the complexity of the three different definitions as understood by three different, not just parties, but stakeholders to the post-conflict reconciliation process, we can understand the significance of the arduous task at hand.